Beetlejuice, the hit musical based on the iconic 80s film, is currently on tour and coming to Chicago for 1 week only. Sarah Litzsinger, who plays Delia in the show, is here with us now. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks for having me.
Cadillac Palace Theater, March 11th through the 16th. Not going to be your first time at the Cadillac Palace Theater.
That's right. I performed there when I was 16 years old with my show choir from Indiana.
That
So it'll be fun to be back at the Cadillac. It's been a few years.
it's been a few years, and the set might look a little different, right?
Just a little bit.
First of all, I want to go ahead and talk because when I've gone, I've seen the show multiple times. Obviously, I have the merch. I'm all ready, for this interview. Everyone that was seated around me, everyone coming into the theater, people posting on social media in their outfits. Like, it's not just, let me put on jeans and a t-shirt. I mean, talk a little bit about what that means to the cast to see everybody just kind of get in the spirit of the show.
Oh, we love it. It's so great. We see Beetlejuices in the audience almost every performance, which is so great because it's hard to miss the black and white stripes. And then also people dress up as Lydia, and I've even seen people dress up as the movers in one of the first scenes inside of the house, like the full with the moving company name on the hat. Like they pay attention to detail very closely.
Yeah, like those are some serious fans when it's like not just the main characters, but they're getting like you really got to pay attention and like the details to those costumes is just it's incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
What's it like, being on stage where you're going through a scene, you're singing, and you get to see the everybody out in the audience is kind of maybe with that glow in their face of like I took so much time to put this outfit together. I'm here at the show that I love, and like what does that kind of experience do for you?
Oh, it's so amazing. Like it just makes you feel so good that people are really just like loving the show and coming in this cosplay. It's just it's an incredible feeling. You kind of feel like a rock star up there, because you're like, wow, the fandom is amazing.
Yeah, no, it's like that's like your Taylor Swift moment that you get to have right there, right?
Totally, totally.
Obviously, the role originated on screen by Catherine O'Hara. I mean, what does this role mean to you? Maybe your first experience seeing the movie, seeing it on stage, and ultimately, taken as part of Delia.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of the movie, and Catherine O'Hara is completely iconic. So I'm thrilled and grateful to be playing this role. And, I tried to take a little bit of inspiration from her screen performance and just add maybe a couple little elements of her good energy that she's putting out. But the book of the musical is a little bit different because you've seen it. It just sort of like all the characters are a little more fleshed out, a little more expanded. So it's fun to be able to take Delia into different places.
And I love too is that you have your '80s babies that grew up watching this on VHS over
Right?
and over again. You
Yeah.
have generations of fans. Maybe those people who are now parents who show that movie to their
Yeah.
kids, and then with the sequel coming out last year, a whole new generation of fans. And I'm sure you've been seeing that in the audiences.
We love it. Yeah, there's, so many different age ranges that are completely into the show, and that's such an amazing thing to see.
Yeah, I mean, especially this is one of those films, and Tim Burton's work, just kind of gives you that freedom to express who you are, or be a little bit more creative. And I just love that that's kind of the spirit that you get to see on stage.
That's right, strange and unusual. We like that.
The set is also like a key part. I mean, yeah, obviously no spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen the
Right.
stage production yet, but talk a little bit about once you walk into the theater what that experience is like, and just kind of all the moving parts to the show.
Absolutely. I mean, it stayed true to the Tim Burton-esque style. So that's really what you can expect. With the green and the black and the purples and the stripes and the whole sort of like once everything goes haywire, you can really expect that world to come to life. Yeah, but we don't want to spoil anything. So my lips are sealed, but you can expect to have a feast for the eyes.
A feast for eyes, the best way to describe it. Obviously, if you watch the original film, Harry Belafonte's music is maybe how you were introduced, to some of those iconic songs.
That's
You're
right.
creating the dances, in your own house. I mean, talk a little bit about those moments, when you see the dinner table, when we see certain moments like these songs are coming out, what that moment's like for you and be, ultimately getting to perform them.
Oh, it's so fun to play, and that song is truly iconic, and I love that it's still a part of the show because people do remember that from the film, and it is fun to become possessed every night at that moment. But then you also have, so you have the classic stuff that you remember, but then you have an original score by Eddie Perfect,
Yeah.
and the songs that are a part of the show now are incredibly hilarious and also catchy. And then you also have some heartfelt music as well, which, I think the younger generation, all the songs that Lydia sings, who's played by Winona Ryder in the
Yeah.
film, um, she's got some great songs. I'm a voice teacher as well, so a lot of my students are like, I want to sing Home, I want to sing Dead Mom, so it's great. A lot of that generations, they're really connected to that music. They really want to sing it.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how old you are, or the phases you've gone through. A lot of people have always felt like Lydia at some point in their life, and I love that they brought
Yeah,
some of those songs, and to give her a little bit more depth in the show.
that's right.
Justin Collette, let's talk a little bit about Beetlejuice himself and working with him.
Um, I adore him. He's so funny. He's really the agent of chaos in the show. But he is such a not only a great actor and just comedian, he has an uncanny ability to really read the audience. He's the one that breaks the fourth wall. So he really has a relationship with the audience. He can see the audience and communicate with them, whereas the other characters don't see what he sees,
Yeah.
And he's just really good at reading the audience and just kind of like taking everybody on a roller coaster ride. And if the crowd becomes maybe a little bit too interactive, he will put them in their place a little bit. But, I mean, that's what Beetlejuice is supposed to do.
Yeah.
And he's just so funny. But we had one moment, this was a while ago, where it's at the end of the show, and there was a prop that had like a piece of yarn on it. And he just kind of like had the piece of yarn on his hand, and Megan McGinnis, who plays Barbara, and myself were at the front of the stage, sort of watching him. And he takes the piece of yarn, and I think any other actor would have like mimed eating it, but Justin ate the yarn. He ate it for real, and we were watching him. He chewed it, swallowed it, and made a hilarious bit, and it just broke us. It broke us, and we don't really break in the show, but it was really hard to hide because it was the grossest thing I've ever seen, but also one of the funniest things I've ever seen because I was like, that is pure commitment
Yeah.
as Beetlejuice to actually eat it.
It's like, I'm sure
And
you all
that's
had the moment like, I'm not gonna break, I'm not gonna break, I'm not gonna break, and then you're like, it's too late, it's too late, it
it was
happened.
crazy. It was chaotic. It was nuts. It was just like, you're eating that. You're eating it. You could mime it, but that's just Justin.
That is just us. You're coming to Chicago. I mean, anytime you come to Chicago and we get to see this wonderful show is always amazing. But you're coming here during St. Patrick's Day week. A
Yeah,
lot, I think you're going to see a little extra green, in the audience because we're going to get our Green River, and a
that's
lot of
right.
people are going to be in a festive mood.
Absolutely. It's sort of Beetlejuice themed, I think, the river.
Yeah.
Is it St.
Well,
Patty's Day or Beetlejuice is in town?
you don't know. Maybe a
Yeah.
combo of the two. You've hit
Yeah,
it out perfectly.
true.
Wonderful. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for your time today. Beetlejuice coming to Chicago 1 week only, March 11th through the 16th, Cadillac Palace Theater. That is 151 West Randolph, BroadwayInChicago.com for those tickets. And we will see you in Chicago very, very soon.
We love it. Come see us.
We will. Thank you.